As we all know, our energy bills are rising, and we want to talk about how the city has decided to try and help our residents curb some of those bills. First, we want to talk about what is an electric aggregation program and why we can participate in this type of program. The first thing we need to understand is that the state of Ohio is a deregulated energy market. And what that means for all of us is that we have the ability to choose whomever we want to supply our energy, electricity and gas. So we get to determine who we buy it from, just like we can choose where we want to grocery shop. We can do the same with electricity. We can shop around for the rates and the programs that we wish to participate in. By creating this aggregation program, we can help the residents buy in bulk. Kind of like my previous grocery analogy. Sometimes there are items that have more competitive pricing when they're purchased in larger quantities. The same goes for electricity. So an aggregation program can help us buy in bulk for our residents. Here's just a visual example for those who may not know. Most of us have the AES, formerly DP&L, as our electric provider. And what you might not know is that AES, which is basically the delivery mechanism in the middle there, they deliver the energy, they maintain the lines, and they do all the billing. What you might not know is all the electricity on the green side gets purchased from different providers and different supplies. And then obviously on the right-hand side, all of that comes through AES to us, the customer. Well, what we can do now is, because we're a deregulated state, you can choose which source you want to get your energy from. And by combining all of our power in an electric aggregation program, we can figure out how we can get the best source and the most competitive pricing. Now, we need to implement the program, and there's several steps that we need to take. The first step was to discuss and determine how best we can help our residents get the most competitive pricing. And that brings us to today, where we now have an ordinance put forth to you for approval to then take the next step. The ordinance allows the city to enter into an agreement with a third-party broker that can provide and negotiate competitive electricity rates for all of our residents and some small businesses. Once this ordinance is passed, the city will place this issue on the November 2nd ballot for voters to vote on. I want to remind people or let people know that this has no cost to the city. We're not paying anybody, and it has no cost to citizens. They can be a part of the program, or they can decide not to be part of the program, but it does not cost them a dime to do so. If it's approved on November 2nd by our voters, then what we will do as a city is we'll select a broker. After we select a broker, we will enter into a service agreement with that broker, and that broker will begin looking at the best times to negotiate electricity rates for our customers as a whole. Another benefit of being able to aggregate is that we can combine our efforts with other cities and townships and political subdivisions throughout the state to maximize our buying power. So the more people that are going to be using this electricity, the better pricing, or the more competitive pricing we can get for our residents. Once a rate is finally procured by the broker, each qualifying resident or small business will automatically be entered into the program. So they will be able to take part in the new rate. Residents can opt out, as I said before. They do not have to participate in the program, and they can do that at any time at no cost. As we go through this process, as I said, this is the first reading of this ordinance. We will continue to update our residents, and we will hold some informational sessions for those that want more information in the fall. I do want to also let people know that this is being put on as an emergency ordinance for the sole reason that we need to provide ballot language by August 10 in order to make the deadline to put it on the ballot for the November election.